When my oldest daughter was really young, I started a Sudbury school. So I was before my youngest tried Abrome, was still really on the bandwagon of democratic schooling. And I think what I've come to realize is that in many democratic schools, there's like an absence of the wisdom of adults. Because you can't ignore the fact that adults have been around the sun a few more times and they know some things and they've got some wisdom and some experience and they know how to create a culture. So I've really grown to appreciate the role that you and Kelly play at Abrome, and I see how vital that is.
I didn't have a philosophy in mind to start out with. I just wanted, when I put my children in school, them to be happy and successful. And I didn't know what would do that. The Christian school in Houston is Montessori, which is supposed to be learner-based and is somewhat learner-based. They can choose from a set identified skills that they can do, but that's really not learner-based. That's just a different mechanism of teacher-based. And so I didn't have some set idea in my mind, and so I'm very happy to have found someone who had a set, very good idea that's working for us.
As I watched my children become unhappier at school, it made me question the system that they are in. And I also knew from my own experience in school that what I did and didn't make me happy. It didn't really make me a better person. I have great degrees, I made great grades, and it didn't really, once I was grown up, that just didn't matter anymore. Abrome meets my philosophy. It was exactly what I had been looking for, but didn't think I would ever find. My husband has a PhD. It was difficult for him to accept the paradigm shift. He has changed a lot. He does see that our kids are actually engaged in life. They're not dreading going to school, and that they actually are learning. So he has changed more than me, of course, because Abrome is what I was looking for. He trusted me, and he's very happy that we made this choice.
I think in a lot of ways, what brought us into this space was the fact that many of the philosophies were the same. And I think a lot of that was learned. I think we were making mistakes with how we were trying to harp on education, and we saw the consequences of those mistakes. And so I think what really got us to the point where this was the best space for our learners was the fact that we had gone that route and we had tried to push education. We saw the walls build up and we saw our learners shut down. And once we were able to back away from that ourselves, we saw that we started to see benefits from it. And once this space was offered as a possibility for our learners, we saw that the opportunity for them to be able to have those same experiences with other learners, to socialize, and we couldn't pass it up.
It was hard at first, not understanding how they could learn if we weren't teaching them. How will they know math? How will they read if we're not forcing them to do it? And I think once we stopped forcing them and once they started coming to Abrome, that's when we noticed that they wanted to start to learn to read, and they started doing math on their own, and it's been very beneficial.